What is good, guys? Harry here, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a case study of a clothing brand. We managed to generate 104 ROAS just in one day. You can see here we spent 400 and got 47,000 back, and you see the 9th of February. This is probably the highest return on ad spend I've ever seen in one day myself, and it's safe to say the client was very happy with these type of results. So I wanted to basically show you the events before, what we did on the lead up, because this was on a drop basis, and I wanted to show you exactly the strategy we used and what you could probably implement into your fashion brand. Now I want to go off the bat and say these results aren't typical, like major product market fit in a niche, like a die-hard fan base. Chances are you won't see 104x ROAS, but I want to share kind of the strategy behind it, because it might still get you a higher return on ad spend. So without further ado, I'll hop in and show you the strategy. So as a bit of content, as I said, this is a drop-based brand. So before the majority of the year, the actual shop is closed. And then on the 9th of February, we actually open the shop, and this is for 2 weeks where we kind of scale up ads and stuff like that. But that being said, about 2 weeks, about a month before that, we actually started running ads to build hype around the drop and also to get traffic. And the main objective was that not only to get traffic, was to build engagement on the actual Instagram profile and also collect actual contacts on the sign up form. So people were notified when it dropped and stuff like that. So those were the main objective, was to build Instagram following, get engagement like social proof on the Instagram, and also build signups and traffics on the website so we could retarget them as well. So you can see right here, you can see we've got the traffic campaign and we've got engagement campaign. And you can see between the 15th of January and the 8th of Feb, which was the day before, we spent about 5,600. So you can count that into the return on ad spend as well. So it's not technically 107 extra hours. You can take the 5,000, so it's 5,000 to 40,000 or whatever, which is still insane return on ad spend. Doesn't matter either way. So I'm going to break down exactly why we ran a traffic campaign first. So the traffic campaign consists of two different things: traffic to the website for email signups, and also traffic to the Instagram to build the following, because you can leverage the Instagram and you can leverage the signups on the actual day. So you can see we're running multiple different ad sets. And as I said, within this campaign, you can see Instagram page here and site. So what we did is we took the best performing interests from the last drop, and we're basically priming the audience. So we used all those interests, put them in one ad set, and only used the same audience before the pre-release. So we'll basically prime that audience over time, and then when the release happened, we'd then target the same audience, so that audience knew about the products and stuff like that. So you can say the majority of the budget actually went to stacked interest Instagram page. Now that is just basically a link to the Instagram page. And now the reason why we do that is not only so you can leverage it for the for the actual day, so like put and post, but I can retarget them Instagram engagers, which is a super powerful audience of fashion brands that I can retarget them on the day, and it's super effective. So as well as that, we use this opportunity to test different creatives, basically see what maybe would work the best. Now you're not seeing purchases obviously, but you can see via like cost per click and stuff like that. So you can see which one's getting the lowest cost per click, which one's getting the highest click-through rate. Chances are that'll be the same on the day, and see the best results. So you can see here we're targeting US, UK, and also we had a rest of the world ad set. The reason why I separated the rest of the world out was because I didn't know whether the rest of the world was going to work, so different countries. So I was just running it more as a test. I knew United States, United Kingdom. So I wanted to show you the actual metrics that we were tracking. So this is my columns for the drop. So it's not return on ad spend. These are the metrics I was tracking: the cost per click, leads, which is the email signups, and the post engagement, and the cost per Instagram visit. Now, this is a custom metric that I created myself. You can see amount spent divided by Instagram profile visit. So I could see which one was getting the lowest cost to drive someone to the actual Instagram page, which was really helpful for me. So I could see basically which ad was being the most effective. Right, so in terms of actual creatives on them, the best one that worked was the most we spent on was actually just a flat lay of the best sellers. I knew this would work. Fashion's black or white. Like if people like the product, they're going to click on it. it did get the bestseller got the highest click-through rate. So that's the main thing you've got to start off with. What is your bestseller? Pick 1 to 5 or whatever, and use that in the ads. It's going to work. The next thing I like to leverage was Reels and Instagram posts as well. So up to the job, obviously you're posting on Instagram. I would then leverage those within the ad creatives and see which one basically works to give me a good idea. But a lot of the best performing ads were just normal static flat lays. As I said, fashion's pretty black and white. If you've got a product that sells, it will work just with it on a model or just with a white background. Like, it will work. So we used literally a mixture of images, videos, and models. That was the main thing that we used. Okay, moving on to the engagement campaign. Now, I wasn't particularly sure of the engagement campaign, but I didn't really mind it because I knew I could, again, retarget anyone that engaged with like the posts and stuff like that. So the engagement campaign, we spent much less because I didn't know how effective it might be. So you can see we got 287,000 post engagement, which is pretty crazy. And bear in mind, I can retarget all those users. So what I did for engagement is I didn't actually use audiences. I actually let the algorithm do what I just used open targeting. But I split each post from the Instagram. So as context, the only post I was using for engagement was posts from the Instagram to build social proof on that post. So like get likes and followers and comments and stuff like that. So I would split each post into its own ad set and with its own budget. You can see that all at £5 a day. The reason I did that was because basically I would want to see how each post was working. It wasn't like a mass kind of blanket thing. I personally wouldn't worry too much about the engagement campaign. I'm not sure how much in terms of results it made to the actual campaign on the day, but again, it can help your followers and stuff like that. Okay, so on the 9th of February, so what I just talked about, we did that for like 2 or 3 weeks until the 8th, and then we switched to other campaigns. So on the actual 9th of February, like, my main regret is that I didn't push it harder. I mean, I spent 400. I didn't realize how effective it would be, to be quite frank. I should have had the budgets way higher. That is my bad. This could have easily been a much higher day in terms of return on ad spend, but we had 2 weeks, so I could figure it out. So you can see what performed the best was actually the traffic campaign. So I left the traffic campaign on, and weirdly it performed the best. Now, I wouldn't say that's typical, but I think because it primed the audience so well, as soon as the shop opened, obviously that was just hitting the right people. So you can see it got 320 extra eyes. Like, that's not typical for a traffic campaign, but it was just because we had the pre-launch going with it. So I left that on, and that was the same traffic campaign, obviously, as I was just talking about previously. But the main thing I personally thought would work is I recreated another campaign, this top of funnel main campaign, and this is conversion. So this is a sales ad campaign. Now, I took the same audiences, the same ad creatives, but just switched it to a sales conversion campaign. That's all I did, because I thought it would be a lot more effective. And in the long run, it was more effective. In the short term, it wasn't, because the traffic campaign was more effective. Now, the second part to this, I then set up a retargeting campaign, and I retargeted people that engage with the Instagram and Facebook page, and also engage with any likes, comments, stuff like that. The second one I did was a retarget stack. So this is people that view content, did add to cart, initiate checked out, and you can see right here the retarget stack, Instagram and Facebook. So those are the two ad sets we're using for retargeting. And I actually did something a little bit different on retargeting. I took the best sellers, the top 5 best sellers, and put them in a carousel, because I've always found that a carousel works better retargeting, and I'm not sure why, and it did. Overall, it worked a lot better. So as you can see on the actual, this is on the cold traffic campaign, so the main campaign, you can see again, interest targeting, all the same interest stacked up, optimizing for purchases, UK, US, and then all the different ad creators are already promoting in the actual traffic campaign before. So the main thing is I just switched this to a sales campaign, and obviously you can see this worked really well. And what we did over the next 2 weeks, obviously scale up each individual ad set. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't normally do drop-based companies, so it was interesting for me to see and stuff like that, how effective it can be being a drop-based brand. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.